Hi everyone, this is the disembodied voice of Patrick Galactic. Are you an artist? Do you have friends who are? Then Weird at Night wants to show your work. We feature music, poetry, painting, dance, drag, comedy, sketch, short films, animation, literature, and much more. Yeah, I just read the graphic, but I also wrote the graphic, so it's only kind of cheating. Do you want to be a character on Weird at Night? You absolutely can. Whether you want to make something for the show or have something specific you'd like us to air, you can do it by either emailing us at weirdatnight@gmail.com, or the much cooler option is to join our Discord server, send me a friend request, and then send me a DM. Weird at Night is a place of celebration and collaboration. We're always looking for new and fresh things for the show. If you have an idea you want help developing, we're down to help. Art is the antidote. Attack with love. I'll see you in a few minutes.
I'm the Pink Cloud. I'm a mythical creature here in the Waniverse with my friends, Booger Bitch Fantasia Man and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I hated all humans and lived a life of substance abuse and self-loathing. But I discovered friendship and now I feel a lot better. Welcome to Weird at Night! This is the pre-show. The live show will begin at 10 p.m. as our guide, Patrick Galactic, steers us on a course to the Artmosphere. Weird at Night is a humor-based community art share stream. The Waniverse is a land of safe but challenging fantasy. We get real stupid, and oftentimes we do them at the same time. We're interactive. If you got something to say, at Weird at Night in the chat, and we'll read your comments, as long as they aren't hateful piece of shit kind of stuff, and at least somewhat related to the show. This is a place of art, acceptance, of tolerance, and understanding. Misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, and all other xenophobic ideologies are not welcome here. But if you ain't dumb like that, welcome to the Artstravaganza! Starting at 10 p.m.
Good fire springs forth. What bile does bubble? The black moon swings, and the sky stirs trouble. Yes, it does. By violent ends, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. Weird. Night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Wed at Night!
Monsters do have their place. In the zoo, in your nightmares, in the deep, in your favorite horror movies. But not in your living room, on your TV. Don't let pay TV be the monster in your living room. Pay TV and cable TV companies are seeking the right to charge you for the very programs you now get free. If you want to stop pay TV and save free television, sign the petition in the lobby of this theater. Let your lawmakers know how you feel in the fight against pay TV and cable TV.
Welcome, fellow weirdos, to Weird at Night. Yes, we return to the dark atmospheric space hole known as the Waniverse, with nothing but our toes to guide us. I'm Patrick Galactic, your host on this 1-hour odyssey through music, art, animation, writing, and so much more. Hello to everyone on Twitch and everyone chilling over on the YouTubes. Welcome to this serendipitous celebration of the dying art of creative conversation. But join me now as we summon the gods to bless us in this perilous journey through the cosmos. It's a song. We sing it to the gods so the gods think we're neat. It's called the Song of the Cosmos. Hear me now. Sing it with me. Oh, 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 oh. Yes! What an elegant and erotic rendition of the Song of the Cosmos. That was fucking sexy. The gods will not simply be happy. There might be some god babies born tonight. But enough claptrap and hizzle-dee-ha. We're ready to fire off with our first artist of the night, animator Madeline Williams.
I saved those sim points for high school. Hell yeah. That's my deal. I saved all my sin for when I need to get real. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's send. It's all for Satan. It's all for Satan. Come on, kids. Let's worship Satan. You and me.
I swear to God, I want to live on the Bobo Robbins show. I really do. It seems like a really fun place, very peaceful, thank you to Madsy. Make sure to check out her swag over in our artist studio. That's right. You can get gear that is t-shirts and mugs that are designed in the image of Madsy's multi-frame mindfuckery animations. All of the proceeds from those sales goes directly to Madsy. So there's no better way to show your love and show your support than over at the Shop of Juan with the Artist Studio. So make sure you check it out, okay? But come hither and do not dither, Janine. We have some serious shit to handle. We must feed the need for art. And to do it, I need you to turn rationality off. I need you to turn what the fuck to 11. Because this cosmic calamity ain't an accident, cowpoke. It's an extravaganza of galactic proportion. Weird at Night is a twice weekly odd voyage through the stars. We love music. We bring the surreal comedy. Weird at Night is like a smoky patchwork quilt with the Twilight Zone, 90s cable access, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Reading Rainbow all stitched in. We're astonishingly wholesome for people who say fuck as often as we do here. It's like rated like X Sesame Street. I swear to God. More importantly than all of that, we're a show-munity. The chat is 100% where it's at. A lot of the stuff we'll be showing tonight was made by people hanging out in the chat. So give thanks to the Queen Most High, because you're chatting amongst royalty. Seattle rapper and vibe impresario, the Queen is the true and ultimate ruler of the Waniverse. Check out the Queen's Bandcamp and give praise. And don't fear the darkness, darling. We're weird. It's night. You're in the right place. Respect for each other in the flow of the show is essential. Distractors and spammers, you'll get ejected, so don't even fuck around. Give us a follow, and at some point in the night, I'm going to sing you a little song and put your name in the pretty lights on the screen. And if you subscribe on Twitch, it costs money, which is so helpful in this unpaid endeavor to deliver abstract amazingness to the masses. I'm going to put everything down, grab my guitar, and write you a 20-second song on the spot. But for now, let the extravaganza begin. So before we start with news, how we doing? Anyone have anything awesome happen this week? Anybody have any big wins? Please let me know. Add me in the chat and we'll share them as we go. We got big stuff happening tonight, friends. We have poetry. We have the return of Dartone III to Writers' Night. We'll talk about the meaning of art, the evolution of animation, comic legend Jack Kirby, and so much more. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't remind you that this Saturday, we have a quick reminder. Saturday's episode will be a double feature. Double feature. We haven't done one in a while. Yes, Weird at Night will fart along from 10 to 11 as usual, but will be followed by the entire Noir Land saga that we've just unraveled. All 6 episodes will air, but as a single feature. It'll be about an hour long, and then we'll whisk ourselves away to Discord and give ourselves a little pat on the ass, and everybody's going to be happy. I think everyone's going to be happy. Also, some cool news. Few embody the spirit of Weird at Night the way our spiritual guide dog, T-Basa, does. T-Basa is a well-known singer-songwriter in the Northwest and has been for more than a decade. He's also the brains behind Bring On the Drugs, the band who wrote and recorded our theme song and pre-show music. A week from this Friday, on November 19th, T-Basa takes Weird to a whole new level with Uke Till You Puke. Very T-Basa, very on brand. Very on brand. The idea of T-Basa playing a ukulele is both hilarious and amazing to me. He's one of my best friends, and I haven't heard a note of this album yet. To sweet surprises, friends, even puke-covered ones. But from vomit to voluminous, we're ready to kick this motherfucker off at this exact moment. And so I want everyone watching on every platform to ask me a weird question. Anything you think would be hard to answer, might be funny, whatever you think weird is, just at me in the chat and I'll answer when we have at least 3. So everybody, think of a weird question to ask me, at me in the chat. Let's do this. We have so much to cover tonight. AJ Suede and Mirror Gloss are here. We'll learn who decides the meaning of art. Dartone returns as a writer, and so much more. But right now, we give it up to the one and only Monster of Ceremonies, Terry Monstrosity.
Guess who's going to jail? Making my way out of hell and expected to fail, but I cannot tell. I'm lifting the veil of life. Married the game, but I am not playing. Y'all taking the L tonight. Causes for pausing is lost in the sauce and I can't get the flavor right. I'm drinking from labels, you sipping the flavor right. Tripping over who gon' take your rights. Tippy-toeing after blowing the lines. Memories fade like blending the sound. We shout but notice the rise. It's rough when you riding, contrite like Poseidon, but diamonds is made in the riot. The climate is changing despite it. My timing is great but defiant. The shape of a lion, defying alliances. We crying, inclined to just try to shift consciousness away from entitlement. Caught in the wave with this iron fist. Fatal just chasing the vitalist places, so maybe I'm changing the title list. I know y'all can see what the title is. Read it and weep, feel the deceit. I know that they playing the violence. How we carry true form, we the new earth. Legendary in the storm like I'm super. Checks vary but return, that'll be first. Vindicated by the sworn, never rehearsed. It's never safe when the lead came to you first. Points down like the laces in the shoe works. Untie overtime, get the roots burst. Winners decide time in the universal, so I'm two-turned. In the streets was not my scene unless on skateboards. Enemies few far between, we need to fake more. No, better yet, my better half gon' stand for it. Super grim when I hit tree, they be like run for it. See the throne is for the taking, I'ma come for it. Ain't no clone to make mistake, what I'ma jump for. See progression is the essence, ain't a slumlord. Ain't nobody gotta when you humble. Hey, I be bumping, you bumming. I be dumping, you dumbing. Turning nothing to something, turning something to ugly. Turning ugly to beautiful, maybe then you will love it. Maybe then you will love it. Turning water to bubble.
God damn. Never a dull moment with Terry Monstrosity. Never a dull segment. Never anything dull with Terry Monstrosity. We should all make it our goal to try and live one day as divinely inspired as the Monster of Ceremonies. But we got some questions and some good news to share. So here we are in the question palace with the sky and then all the question marks. Yes, so first bit of news, Naomi Baomi Faomi shared fun news. I made art during a concert at the Meany Center on Saturday. I posted an Instagram story and the Meany Center shared my story on their Instagram. Very cool. Very cool. I'm very curious about this Meany Center. I've never heard of it actually outside of the context of you being there, Naomi. So I need to learn more about this place, but that's fantastic news. I'm very glad to hear it. Darktone the Third asks, would you rather eat an owl or a hawk? Now, these are great questions, and I'm glad that people are asking them. Even scumbags like Dartone, because quite honestly, even you need the scummy questions sometimes too. So as it relates to eating a hawk or an owl, I think for me, a hawk is a little more exotic as far as this area. We do have hawks out here, but we see owls kind of more commonly than hawks. Also, hawks are much bigger, so I think it's a more robust meal than an owl. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go hawk on this one. Thank you, Dartone. Thank you, Dartone. Alex FMV, if the cootie shot actually worked, then how come you still get sick? Are you telling me I have cooties, cousin? Because I do. It's something I'm trying to treat, something I'm trying to get over, but since I was about 6 years old, people have been telling me I had cooties, and the unfortunate truth is that I do, and no treatment has worked yet. But I'm still hopeful that it can. I will be cootie free someday. Blaze in Space. So if your name was James and you were leaving the store with a jar of 6 pickles because they won't sell your pickles at Kroger because of political statements you made on Twitter, then how many pickles do you have? Well, how many physical pickles do you have? You might have 6. How many emotional pickles do you have for standing up for yourself and what's right? All the pickles in the world. You are emotionally pickle rich, Blaze in Space. So don't forget that. Madsy in the End Times, what 3 items would you take with you on a trip to an adjacent multiverse? Probably the hat. I think just so I could identify myself from other versions of myself, but they might have the hat as well. So other things I might bring along, probably a toothbrush. I know, Patrick Galactic doesn't always come across as like the most put together guy, but I like to have clean teeth. So a toothbrush for sure in the multiverse. And then, maybe my sense of personal supremacy, I would bring that because I need to feel like I'm better than my other me's and the other people in the multiverse. So if I lost that, what would I even have, right? What would I even have? Naomi Faomi says, the Meany Center is the main performance hall / music at the University of Washington. Thank you for asking. Thank you for answering that question, Naomi. And then lastly, Ash Maddie says, how long is your longest favorite song? And is it about pie? Well, it's not about pie. I believe the longest song that I'm actually a big fan of is probably Led Zeppelin's Achilles. It's called More Than Achilles, but it has Achilles in the name. I really like that song. It's like 9 or 10 minutes long. And quite honestly, I don't listen to it intently when I listen. I kind of put it on to do other things. Get the flow, bro. But yeah. And no, it's not about pie. But, Achilles, they're almost the same thing. Almost the same thing. All right. Thank you all for your questions. I see TC Blackout has joined us in the chat. Welcome, TC Blackout. Now we have other business to tackle, and that is the business of AJ Suede. AJ Suede has been building up a catalog of incredible hip hop for some time now. Recently featured in Spin Magazine, Suede's low-key delivery and chill vibes have been turning heads, and we have a dope video of his to share. It's absolutely perfect for Weird at Night. This track is called Spooky. Love it.
You already know what time it is. The Suede God. Know what I mean. We ain't the same. The verse costs a switch, but it really ain't a game. The ink made the fit more expensive than your chain. The sneakers made of suede, golf Adidas tailor-made. The dreaded taper fade for the young paid suede. It's not foolproof, fools prove what they can't do. Dismantle from your hat to your sandals. Get canceled, you regret her like cancel. At the side slides, no flip-flops and dupes. See self-destruction, blame it on the government corruption. Underwater waves cause eruptions. Thinking you're a thriller off the wall. How you always wanna be starting something. Number crunching with the word conjunction. Junction, harm reduction with the quadratic function. If the squeaky wheel gets the oil, then the squeaky tweaker in my alley gets a lighter and some foil. A spoon for them to boil. With the bubble, trouble, toil. Throw it in the cauldron on the soil. Low-hanging fruit never spoil. Royal might break a bone when you feel the recoil. I just call it local economics. Other people call it other things, but they all were really honest. I just smoke my chronic, courtesy of where the supersonics used to go to drink a gin and tonic. You want it? I got it. Dripping like water. Smoke purple punch by the quarter. Beats get slaughtered. Spirit world, avatar, cobra. At the block, manner like flora. Cause we getting spooky.
God damn, amazing stuff, amazing stuff. That track is called Spooky. Make sure you go check out the video again. We dropped a link to it in the chat. And also, make sure you check out the rest of AJ Suede's stuff on YouTube. Guy's been around for a minute, so he has lots and lots to look at. So is there any more perfect place for that than, oh geez, than Weird at Night? I think not. Oh boy. Well, this is embarrassing. I've told you before that hosting Weird at Night requires a shit ton of hydration, right? And sometimes with all the videos and transitions, I forget to use the bathroom and I just peed myself a little bit. Oh, wow. Silly me, right? I swear as an adult, I pee myself no more than maybe 2-3 times a year, tops. Oh, well, I should probably take care of that. But while I do, check out this video. It's it's another unlabeled one. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of creepy that this keeps happening. It just says, hello from space. I don't remember. Should be a banger. I'm going to go clean my pee-pee pants, and I'll be right back.
Because our story begins 1,000 miles away on a spacecraft near Mars. Sire, we've received another message from New Orleans. It's definitely him. It's Dartone III, and he's working with the Goblin Bird. And where's the device? The device we could use to save Mars. Where is Utopion? Dartone will soon be brought to justice. Send my armadas. Full attack. Oh no! Sorry, we can't! We're trying! But it appears there's a huge storm heading to New Orleans! Our gang on the ground fled! And we can't cover the storm! We can't attack until the storm passes! Damn it! What about you, daughter? Could you brave this storm and bring Dartone to justice? Your Majesty, I recommend you quiet down, Dr. Nanaku. I spent my entire childhood training to be a lethal spy for the Raccoon Empire. I will prove myself, find this Dartone III, and return with Utopion. Do not fail me, daughter!
This raccoon thing. Now, between you and me, I don't think there's any way Dartone knew that space raccoons existed. I totally think he was bullshitting, but it's actually starting to seem like he was right.
Holy fucking shit, there's real fucking space raccoons, and that's fucking crazy and scary. Come on, answer, Eric. Fucking answer. Fucking answer. What do you mean we didn't fuck? Yeah, we did. Come on! What do we do? What? Cousin, Jesus Christ, what? Oh shit.
Well, I'm back, and I'm all cleaned up. You know, peed pants aside, there's very little in this world that's as refreshing as fresh pajama pants. Am I right? Woo! Well, whatever the hell you watched, I hope you liked it. It looks like the chat enjoyed it. So, okay, another banger segment, whatever it was. It's time for another celebration because Converge Media's morning update show has returned. Studio is upgraded. Converge Media, our broadcast partner and integral independent news voice in the Seattle communities, presents fantastic news coverage, balanced editorials, and cuts out the corporate excess while leaving only the truth on the table. If you don't believe me, see for yourself.
We're right here at East Precinct. It doesn't get any closer than this right now.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective. Praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. As a small independent media company, we rely on the financial support of individuals and business members to stay on the front lines of the news that's important to you.
Hey, big love and thanks to the Big O and the entire crew over at Converge for doing the hard work of keeping our community informed. Check out their site and consider making a financial contribution to their coverage. Naomi said something weird. Let's see here. Or no, it was Ash Maddie. I apologize. Want to recommend again that you try using your thumbs to write text instead of your index finger? What are we talking about here? How did you even know that I text like this? That's weird. Do you have a camera in my house, Ash Maddie? You're being weird, buddy. Okay, we're moving along to the, we're gonna keep it moving, okay? You know I love the multi-frame mindfuckery of our animator extraordinaire, Madeline Williams. But it gets me thinking, what is animation really? How did it come to be? Well, I don't have those answers for you exactly, but I do have this artfully made, handy-dandy guide to the evolution of animation. Behold.
Hey! You got my order wrong! I ordered double bandages!
More bandages!
I'm on it! Pubes! 3 pubes in every bite, guaranteed! Are you tired of pubes in your pizza?
Damn. What a fantastic video. Thanks to Aiden Blackett who made the video. Go check out Aiden's YouTube and give a subscribe while you're there. It's free, for the love of Paul Newman. It is free. Show the love, okay? And Ash Manny had a great idea, which is that 2021 should end with Madsy Shitty's animation. And hey, we make dreams happen, baby. We make dreams happen. Big thanks to Madsy. Big thanks to Shitty's Pizza for sponsoring Weird at Night each and every week. Thank you so much. That Shitty's cash, very useful. Anyway, it's time now to turn to our newsiest news friends, Nada Mucho, who deliver tasty track shares each and every episode of Weird at Night. Nada Mucho editor Matt Ashworth and host Nina Watson-Carey work their tushies off to track and identify ideal independent music for you to melt to. And it starts right now.
Hey everyone, this is Nina Watson-Carey bringing to you Nada Mucho, newsy news that's new. Nada Mucho is 100% volunteer-driven, supporting independent music and entertainment. Since these artists, we're going to drop the links in the chat. And what we want you to do is click on those links and support those artists directly. This is Nina Watson-Carey, and you are watching Weird at Night.
I ain't too young to recognize the lies upon my face. I ain't too old to realize how high I can't replace. I will hide away from here. I will never sway. I will pull away from here. I will crawl away.
Just like every other day, except today, I'm chasing you, chasing you before you're gone, chasing every moment I can get a hold of, chasing you.
pretty house, a pretty boy, a lot of laughs, a lot of joy, a balcony just looking out on Cerulean.
Every time you do, I hope you think of me and simply know how much I love you. Listening
circles on the ground. What's the reason why? Why's the moon in the sky? Nobody knows. Nothing is for sure. The sky's on fire tonight. I had a dream that I woke up again, perfectly stuck. It's never been so clear. 45 years, more in the box, when nobody talks.
Great stuff from the Nada crew, as always. That was an excellent crop of picks. Big shout out to Nina Wasson Carey for selecting that crop of previews. If you want to know more about these artists, follow Nada Mucho on Twitter as they share more about them throughout the week. Quick note, Nada Mucho editor Matt Ashworth and I host a show on the Stereo app called Find Your Weird on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Usually. Unfortunately, duty calls to Monsieur Ashworth, and we won't be live tomorrow. But we will return a week from tomorrow with some serious hijinks. Serious hijinks. Chat break. Hi. Hey. Yes. So, Mazzy in the End Time said, I'm really into that remix. And Bicentennial Baby said, very cool to see the remix in there. That is a remix of my track Ageless, which dropped on last Friday. That's coming out this week from Richie Dagger's Crime. And I just want to say, big hats off to Richie Dagger's Crime. That is a fucking amazing remix. I think you're gonna love it. I like it in a totally different way that I like the original. It's its own piece, which is always the coolest thing for a remix to be. So keep your ears peeled. Let's just say that. This Saturday, as just a reminder, we have our double feature coming up, and it's going to be fucking awesome. I'm really excited. Very proud of Blazing Space, who has put together this entire Noirland thing almost completely on their own. Wrote all the stories, it's just been so much work, and Blazing did such a great job. I cannot wait for us all to be able to sit and take it all in together. It's going to be awesome. And then, we need to get the word out about Weird at Night, folks. We really do, because I love what we do, and I think more people just need to hear about it. So I have some ideas for how to do that, but I'd love to ask what you think we should do. You can either at me in the chat, we can talk in the Discord, you can send me a private message on our Discord server, but however we do it, I need ideas. I have some ideas, but I want to get the word out. I want to get more people involved, because what we're doing here is really special. This community we have is so special. And I want to show more people what it's all about. So if you have any ideas, let me know. It's always one of those questions that you're constantly asking yourself. So make sure, and also make sure you check out our Discord if you haven't yet. Join our Discord server. We use it to keep in touch throughout the week. But after every episode of Weird at Night, we hang out in the voice chat after the show, and it's a lot of fun. Ash Maddie suggested crowdfund a billboard that is just that Dartone shirt and the website URL. How much could a billboard cost? 15, 20 bucks, right? But yes, join our Discord. And also, are you an artist or do you know an artist? Because if you do, send them our way. You can submit work to us via email or Discord, whether you make music, poetry, painting, whether you dance, whether you make do drag, comedy, sketch comedy, short film, animations, literature. We want it all. We love it all here at Weird at Night. It's kind of the essence of what we do. So you can submit those to us via email at weirdatnight@gmail.com or via Discord, bit.ly/WAN Discord, WANDISCORD. You don't even need to have a complete idea. I mean, if you just want to talk about something you might be able to do for the show, I'm absolutely down to have that conversation with you. We love having people on. This is not a closed artist community. We love having more contributions, and the community has only made the show better. Also, this.
Oh, woe is me.
Hey, Cindernelli, what gives?
Oh, fairy godmother, I'm such a nebbish. Can you make me over?
Listen, Toots, I can make you anything you want.
Oh, fairy godmother, can you make me into something sweet and good? Something everyone would love?
Sure thing, Toots. You're a butterscotch crumpet, tasty cake, all the good things wrapped up in one.
Are you a tasty cake? Are you a who's my tasty cake? Is it you? Are you my tasty? That's creepy. Okay, I'll stop. So much uncovered. So much still to discover. We have poets Billy Collins and Julia Farley on deck. We're gonna learn about comic book icon Jack Kirby. We're gonna ask who decides what art means, and a lot more. But right fucking now, it's fucking time to dig into the work of motherfucking returning WAN guest Mirror Gloss. Mirror Gloss put on an amazing party. Whatever show they're performing at, it's the best party you've ever been to, okay? Del and Naj never fail to blow me away, and this track, Exposed, live from band in Seattle, might be my favorite. It only keeps the streak alive. I think you're gonna love it.
I bear my soul, heart on my sleeve, I give it all. Then watch you leave, you take me away with you and leave nothing for me to keep. My nerves are raw, an empty wound, shot out alone, an empty spoon. You take me away with you and leave nothing for me to keep. And I will do it all over again every night. I'll do it all over again without a fight. I'll do it all over again if it means I'm with you. Hey, sometimes I think it rolls around my head so many times before I let it out. And I feel stripped, exposed, revealed to all but never known by anyone. No, giving pieces of my heart to you every time I speak my truth. Well, I put my trust in you, and I take the leap of faith with you every time I speak my truth. I put my trust in you. Whoa. I'll do it all over again. Every night. I'll do it all over again. Without a fight. I'll do it all over again. If it means I'm with you. I'll do it all over again. Every night. I'll do it all over again. Without a fight. I'll do it all over again. If it means I'm with you. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight at home. We are Mirror Gloss. You guys give it up for DJ Lobster De La Hoya. A new addition, making sure we sound smooth and fresh. Hey, I'll do it all over again. Every night. I'll do it all over again. Without a fight. I'll do it
You know, you really never know what's going to become the big topic of discussion in the chat, but lard balloons somehow made their way into the discussion. Goddamn, what a track. That's exposed by Mirrorgloss. The ladies in Mirrorgloss keep real busy releasing top flight electro soul like you just heard. Make sure to click the links we dropped in the chat and send some love. And what better way to recover from the unassailable beauty of that electro soul than the unassailable electro soul of Not For Sale.
I ain't really about the discussion. Maybe cause I'm doing too much. Trying to make a dime out of nothing. And we worth a little more than good luck. I ain't really about a discussion. Maybe cause I'm doing too much. Trying to make a dime out of nothing. And we worth a little more than good luck. I'm rushing. Trying to get it done, I'ma bust in. If you must, we could dust it. Clean the surface of imperfection and trust it. It's what I must be. What you can't do and what I done live. You don't run shit. Get out of my face with that dumb shit. Ay. I ain't really about the discussion. Maybe cause I'm doing too much. Trying to make a dime out of nothing. And we worth a little more than good luck.
Goddamn, prolific as ever, Not For Sale. Make sure you go check out the links we dropped in the chat. Now that our Electro Soul extravaganza is over, it is time to pay tribute to a legend. Jack Kirby is probably most famous as one of the founding minds behind the wonderful world of Marvel Comics. Kirby drew the first images of Captain America, of Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and so many more. Yet, due to his relationship with Marvel editor-in-chief Stan Lee, Kirby has largely been absent from the celebrations of Marvel's history. Could this pioneer of the Marvel way really be lost to time? No, I think not.
There have been countless artists who have left their mark on the comic book medium in their own ways, but there's only one artist who gets to be called the king of comics. That man is Jack Kirby, the legend who created or co-created basically everyone. As in... Here's his story. In 2 minutes, which isn't nearly enough time, but this is called 2-Minute Bio, so... Kirby was born Jacob Kurtzberg on August 28, 1917 in Manhattan's Lower East Side to two Austrian immigrants. His dad reportedly challenged a German aristocrat to a duel, which is why they needed to flee. Working as a paperboy introduced him to comic strips, which helped inspire him to become a writer and artist. He taught himself to draw using discarded newspapers as sketchbooks. Jack dropped out of his high school to help his family, but he got his first paying art gig when he drew cartoons on vendor pushcarts. In 1935, he got a gig working on Popeye cartoons, but he hated the factory-like process, so he left. With the superhero boom following Superman's debut in Action Comics #1, Kirby got into the world of comic book art. His first superhero work was on the original Blue Beetle for Fox Feature Syndicate, which is where he met and befriended a man named Joe Simon. The pair worked on a number of heroes together, but the most notable came in March 1941 with the publication of Captain America Comics #1. 3 years later, the newly married Kirby was drafted into the war. By the time the war was over, superhero comics were on the decline. Kirby began working on crime, horror, and romance comics, the latter of which he found sales success with his title, Young Romance. After a call from writer Stan Lee, Kirby began working on Atlas Comics, which would soon be renamed Marvel. When DC published the Justice League book in 1961, Marvel challenged Kirby and Lee to come up with their own super team. The Fantastic Four was born. Kirby usually cranked out an issue a week, which he'd draw from a very rough outline that Lee wrote, and Lee would then come back in and write the dialogue. This process, known as the Marvel method, was responsible for allowing Kirby to cut loose creatively, famously leading to the creation of the Silver Surfer, independent of Stan's outline, but it also led to dispute over who created the characters and how they should be compensated. After Marvel was sold to new corporate owners who refused to cut Kirby a better deal or acknowledge his contributions, he left. Good for him. Kirby ended up working at DC, where he drew the book Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. It was there he began laying the groundwork for characters that would reshape the DC universe forever, the Fourth World. Starting in 1971, Kirby wrote and drew stories featuring the warring worlds of Apocalypse and New Genesis and its residents, Darkseid, Mr. Miracle, Orion, Big Barda, and others. The unique, trippy visual style of the stories made a lasting impression on generations of artists to come. Financial troubles at DC led to those titles being canceled, and Kirby eventually returned to Marvel for a stint before leaving to work on animation in the early 1980s, most notably designing and producing Thundar the Barbarian. However, he couldn't stay away from comics. He returned to DC and his Fourth World characters, who had recently found success in toys and cartoons. The new brass at DC even gave Kirby something he'd never been given before, a royalty check. After an intense legal debate, he even managed to get thousands of pages of his original art back from Marvel in 1987. Jack Kirby passed away of heart failure in February of 1996. The creative shockwaves he sent across the world can still be felt even now, 100 years after his birth. I mean, hell, the guy's characters basically defined all the Marvel movies of the last decade. Yeah, I told you it wasn't going to happen in 2 minutes. There's a lot there. But what is some of your favorite Kirby work? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more.
Wow. Jack Kirby was an absolute visionary and master of his craft. He was far unheralded in his own lifetime for his contributions to things that literally everybody in the world kind of knows now. So Jack Kirby is somebody that we'll be doing an artist zoom on in the very near future. Also, just a little heads up, we're headed for Overwand tonight, for sure. We still got so much to uncover. And we switch gears yet again. Tuesdays are Writers' Night here at Weird at Night, and tonight we're shifting our focus to the wacky and wild world of animated poetry. This first video is called Pretty, and it's by writer Julia Farley. It's very powerful stuff. Check this out.
Pretty. A word that has been fed to you since day one. Boys, manly muscles, pretty. Girls, cute, sweet, pretty. I was taught to be pretty. Told that I had to blend into every crowd, had to fit into every box, had to meet every bullet point on the checklist in order to be considered a person of worth. And I was taught to despise myself, because if I loved myself, I was conceited, egotistical, narcissistic. As I grew older, the word turned from a compliment to a snide remark. It turned into an adjective that described people who were more than average but less than beautiful. It was the antipode of strong, as if pretty people would shatter if you spoke too loud. I was told I could buy pretty. It comes in pink bottles, sealable powder containers, scented cream form, and gels mixed with glitter. I was told to try anything and everything until I could be called pretty. If you start to drown in the word pretty, know that you're worth so much more. You're worth the daring dreams you dream and the amazing thoughts you think. Know that you don't need any miracle cream to smooth out your passions, plastic surgery to mold your personality, or diet pills to slim down your kindness. Don't let pretty define you. Pretty is so insignificant.
Amazing stuff. That's from Julia Farley. And I told you it's powerful, okay? But that video was released in 2016 when Julia was still a teenage student, okay? We've had an incredible run of young poets on this show recently, and Julia's no exception. We dropped the link to her YouTube channel. Please give it a look. Now, we have another poem. Our next poem comes via Billy Collins. Now, Billy has been dubbed the most popular poet in America by the New York Times. Billy Collins has gone far beyond being celebrated and is now more of a legend in his own time, which is, what kind of deal with the devil do you need to make to be a popular poet in your own time? I'm not sure, but this is a piece of his called Dead. The Dead. Sorry.
The Dead. The dead are always looking down on us, they say. While we are putting on our shoes or making a sandwich, they are looking down through the glass-bottom boats of heaven as they row themselves slowly through eternity. They watch the tops of our heads moving below on earth, and when we lie down in a field or on a couch, drugged perhaps by the hum of a warm afternoon, they think we are looking back at them, which makes them lift their oars and fall silent, and wait, like parents, for us to close our eyes.
There is something comforting, ominous, scary, and joyful about that poem. I can't say what it is exactly that makes me feel all of those things, and I really can't say for sure what Billy Collins means by what he's saying either. But does that matter? Does it matter what Billy Collins intended when he wrote The Dead? Or does it matter more that I, the listener, could connect to it and form my own meaning? Who is in charge of what art means? Well, actually, Haley Levitt with TED Ed has some very sophisticated thoughts about that you're about to hear.
Imagine you and a friend are strolling through an art exhibit and a striking painting catches your eye. The vibrant red appears to you as a symbol of love, but your friend is convinced it's a symbol of war. And where you see stars in a romantic sky, your friend interprets global warming-inducing pollutants. To settle the debate, you turn to the internet, where you read that the painting is a replica of the artist's first-grade art project. Red was her favourite colour, and the silver dots are fairies. You now know the exact intentions that led to the creation of this work. Are you wrong to have enjoyed it as something that the artist didn't intend? Do you enjoy it less now that you know the truth? Just how much did the artist's intention affect your interpretation of the painting? It's a question that's been tossed around by philosophers and art critics for decades, with no consensus in sight. In the mid-20th century, literary critic W.K. Wimsatt and philosopher Monroe Beardsley argued that artistic intention was irrelevant. They called this the intentional fallacy, the belief that valuing an artist's intentions was misguided. Their argument was twofold. First, the artists we study are no longer living, never recorded their intentions, or are simply unavailable to answer questions about their work. Second, even if there were a bounty of relevant information, Wimsatt and Beardsley believed that it would distract us from the qualities of the work itself. They compared art to a dessert. When you taste a pudding, the chef's intentions don't affect whether you enjoy its flavour or texture. All that matters, they said, is that the pudding works. Of course, what works for one person might not work for another. And since different interpretations appeal to different people, the silver dots in our painting could be reasonably interpreted as fairies, stars, or pollutants. By Wimsatt and Beardsley's logic, the artist's interpretation of her own work would just be one among many equally acceptable possibilities. If you find this problematic, you might be more in line with Stephen Knapp and Walter Ben Michaels, two literary theorists who rejected the intentional fallacy. They argued that an artist's intended meaning was not just one possible interpretation, but the only possible interpretation. For example, suppose you're walking along a beach and come across a series of marks in the sand that spell out a verse of poetry. Knapp and Michaels believed the poem would lose all meaning if you discovered these marks were not the work of a human being, but an odd coincidence produced by the waves. They believed an intentional creator is what makes the poem subject to understanding at all. Other thinkers advocate for a middle ground, suggesting that intention is just one piece in a larger puzzle. Contemporary philosopher Noel Carroll took this stance, arguing that an artist's intentions are relevant to their audience the same way a speaker's intentions are relevant to the person they're engaging in conversation. To understand how intentions function in conversation, Carroll said to imagine someone holding a cigarette and asking for a match. You respond by handing them a lighter, gathering that their motivation is to light their cigarette. The words they use to ask the question are important, but the intentions behind the question dictate your understanding and ultimately your response. So which end of this spectrum do you lean towards? Do you, like Wimsatt and Beardsley, believe that when it comes to art, the proof should be in the pudding? Or do you think that an artist's plans and motivations for their work affect its meaning? Artistic interpretation is a complex web that will probably never offer a definitive answer. Did you know that TED-Ed has a program dedicated to sharing and amplifying the voices and ideas of students around the world? Click here to find out more about TED's student platform.
I'm the intentional fallacy all the way, okay? The great god of art pranks makes themselves known. As much as an artist may intend to send a specific message with a specific piece, what ultimately matters to me is that the receivers of the art take something meaningful to them from the piece. Does knowing an artist's intention change your perception of a piece? It could, but in my opinion, I could care less what an artist intended. If their work speaks to me, their job is done. Art is to be imbued with your own self, even if you're not the one who makes it. Your experience of that art is valid, just as the intention of the creator is valid too. So knowing why somebody does something might be helpful to know, but I don't think that it trumps anything that anybody else takes away from the piece. In art, what you find is there's a fair number of people who do not like this idea of subjectivity. They do not like the idea that there aren't rules to things. And you find that particularly in gatekeeping kind of positions, where people who are kind of the lord and master of what's good and what's not, they really like rules. And artists themselves and people who ingest art for pleasure, not profession, generally tend to just take from it whatever is spoken to them. I'm on that side of things, okay? Where are you? You can at me in the chat. We can talk about it. Now, you may know that Dartone III as the bumbling cult leader idiot sidekick of Steve Germany in Noirland. But as it turns out, he's a hell of a writer too. This is his newest piece, The Land of Tom 2, and it's really trippy. So check this out.
The sky was all thunder and lightning, angry clouds and red mists. So a normal morning for Tor in the land of the Forsaken, Tom 2. Leading the hunt was his duty, due to the star cycle and his birthday. The stars told the tribe that it was a good time to attack the giant lizards, take their meat, territory, and water. Tor went before the witches of the tribe to get their blessings, leaving his stone spear at the trees as was custom. He kneeled before them as they cast the bones silently. The witches grimaced, but looked up with sly smiles. "Your hunt will be successful, though dangerous," said a young witch. "You will meet a demon," she smiled mysteriously. "What kind of demon? Will any of my party die?" Tor asked, looking at the ashes by the fire. "Every time there is a hunt, something dies. I cannot tell what," she replied, waving a hand absently, but there was an evil twinkle in the witch's eye. The hunters spit on the ash before getting off their knees. The hunters and the witches have had a continuous feud for generations, one of survival and hate. The hunters begrudgingly kissed the witches' feet, staying on their knees. The witches mixed the spit and ashes into a paste and spit in it, adding holy water. They passed on their magic. Using sharpened bone, the witches tattooed protection spells onto all of the hunters' faces. All of the spells were unique to the hunters' trials for the next hunt. Different shapes and symbols, because they were all different spells. The witches refused to tell the hunters what the spells were. It was one of the many ways the witches asserted their dominance over the hunters, and in return, the hunters gave them the worst pieces of meat and forage. It had been so for years. Each group enjoyed their petty victories. The hunters set off bleeding from the face and determined to take over this valley.
You know, much as I hate to say it, that was an excellent piece, and it was really fun to read. Give Dartone a follow on Instagram and share raccoon pictures with him. He loves that. We got a few comments from some people. Naomi Baomi Faomi said, "I really enjoy hearing the variety of meanings that people find from my work. Especially interesting if people are a bit drunk and offering their thoughts while I'm drawing during live music at a bar. Haha, quickly leads to interesting conversations or really dumb ones. You definitely can go either way." Bicentennial Bebe, I'd say I am equally interested in the intention as I am in making a personal connection. Sometimes finding out the artist's intention or finding out that something personal that even makes me question their intention can ruin a work for me. I understand that. I've had that experience a few times. Madsy in the End Time says, "The art I made when closeted definitely was communicating hidden information." And Madsy also added, "I make my art to be reinterpreted as you move your eye." And then Ash Maddie says, "Sometimes knowing the intention is cool and other times not." For me, I'm only speaking for myself. When I make a piece of work, whether it's a song or a music video or anything, I'm making it to try and express myself. And what that expression means to anyone else doesn't matter. Okay, all I hope is that they can connect with it and it can mean something to them, because to me, and I'm only speaking for myself, to me, that is the essence of art, is to pass along inspiration and let it become whatever it's going to be in the ears, eyes, brains of the beholder. But Excellent stuff. I love these kinds of conversations. Hopefully, we can have more of them in the Discord, because this is a quick reminder that even though this episode is nearing its end, the party ain't over. Join our Discord server and hop on the community voice channel after the show. It's kind of like a green room after a show. It's a lot of fun. We riff, we collaborate, we connect. It's amazing. Okay, so now we are at the part of the show called the auto-write. And what an auto-write essentially is we're trying to tap into our subconscious minds. So I'm going to count back from 10, and as I do, you just try to clear your mind. When I get to 1, I'll say go. When I say go, we all start writing in the chat furiously as fast as our little hands will carry us. And you're really just writing whatever comes through your head. You don't need to spell correct it, you don't need to edit it, you don't need to worry about how you'll look in front of anybody else, because ultimately everybody else is doing the same thing. And I can tell you mine get progressively worse the longer I type. As far as spelling and all of that is concerned. But we're just trying to trust our unconscious mind a little more. So after about 30 or 45 seconds, I'll say stop. We'll all hit enter return, and we'll read all the auto writes, and then we're gonna blast the fuck out of here and go to Discord, or you can join us on Saturday at 10 p.m. We are on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 10 p.m. So, you've never missed Weird at Night. There's always another one coming. So, once again, I'm going to count down from 10. As I do, try to clear your mind. When I get to 1, I'll say go, and then we all start writing for about 30, 45 seconds. I'll say stop, we hit enter, return. We all read them, then we all fly off into the ether sphere together, okay? All right, so let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and go ahead and hit enter or return. We'll let these start showing up. I'm going to read mine while we wait for the rest to come in. Mine is synthesis of matrix shit isn't exactly what I planned, but my fish friend is happy. So why do the razors keep falling on the floor? Where is the tent with the huge wire frame that says extravaganza peanut butter time? I love that tent. I love the way it glistens indiscriminately in the sun. I love tent. Alex F and V. If Richard Gere was afoot, there would be pancakes in your oven telling you that's not how you make pancakes. Along with all the regrets you have because you didn't call your mother on that Tuesday afternoon before she same into Lake Erie and became the Loch Ness Monster. Mommy? Very good. Naomi, Baomi, Faomi. I deepen into the present moment and myself, and I create something. I share this something. You see it, and perhaps you connect to it some way. No matter what I was thinking, or you were thinking, it connects us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great auto-write. Dartone III. Eating sushi is great, but eating too much will send you into a food coma with unicorns and dragons. The twist is the unicorns are the baddies. Blaze in Space. Kitty tongue sandpaper dreams of plane trips on donuts. Glazing through sprinkle stores who are out of Valia trees. I plant one. It grows to be king. Nice blazing. TC Blackout. 7/10 and all out of glue, so the broken cider house remains with Toby. But in case we get the telegram in time, there is hope that maybe a curtain or shoebox can fill the gap. But in the meantime, we do a jig to the elderberries while sipping on sweet, sweet natural liquid like magma. Very nice twist. Ash Maddie, my brainwaves are like Dave's knaves. Suited in light armor designed for a combination of durability and agility. We wear them like this whenever we share our innermost feelings and allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Usually in March. Best if you wear white pants. Well, that's one occasion that white pants would be good for, I guess. Madsy in the end times. Human remains are the words I answer when Descartes presents a lazy question. But the stress of nothing but simulation glitches and less than gracious. Very nice. Euphony of the month. Here I sit in this dark room once again getting my weekly dose of weird. I came here to become one with the WAN. A certain WAN-ness, you might say. Give me all that good stuff that you got. We're doing our very best, Euphony. Thank you for being here. Love seeing every time your name pops up in the chat. It makes me happy. Thanks for being with us. It's a genuine pleasure. Well, another WAN down. Another fantastic evening with my friends. I love art so much. I love expression. Going back to the meaning of art, something that needs to be said occasionally. It is subjective. Okay, no one is smarter than you about art. Art isn't a competition. There are no bests or greatest of all time. There are only artists. Passion and authenticity can come from any place at any time. And it's just as valid as a Picasso or the Beatles or Drake or whatever else is very well known. Okay? Whatever your goals are for your art, remember that you've already accomplished the most important part. Making art. Healing. That's what it's for. And to those who haven't made the art they want to yet, it's never too late. Whether it's today or 10 years from now, we are all creative beings, no matter your medium. I've never met anyone who I thought was entirely incapable of creating beauty or intrigue. Also, art is not math, okay? We human beings have this desire to categorize and label things and to make neat little lists that all come together really well, but art doesn't actually always allow that. And that's why it exists. It is an opposite force in certain ways. And so when people try to over-intellectualize the artistic process, to me, what it comes across as is people who are thinking too hard about something somebody just made. It just came out of them because it had to. And now we want to have theories and all of these intellectual insights into those things. But that's not how they were made. That's not how they were made. That's generally not an artistic principle most people follow. When inspiration is in you, you have to let it out. It's just as simple as that. Now we assemble under 4 basic rules. People come first. Time is worth more than money. Art is the antidote. Attack with love. We celebrate the love that creativity brings out of us, and we do it together. No matter how ridiculously ineffective our political system becomes, no matter how conspiracy crazed some of our citizens become, we are together and we stand for understanding, for peace, and for progress. I'm Patrick Galactic. We are Weird at Night, and I'll see you Saturday at 10 p.m. for our big double feature. Kisses to you all. And now it is time for the goddess of goodbye.
You're weird at night. So weird at night. Thanks for being so weird at night. For 100 nights. Weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird